What's up, everybody? This is my first YouTube video. Let's get it started. I'm going to be doing my Premier League team of the season. I recently got into soccer and I watched a ton of Premier League this season, so I wanted to do a quick video to just talk about each of my Premier League team of the season picks. It's going to be kind of similar to a lot of other ones, but I have a couple picks that I think are a little surprising and are kind of the idea of a new fan, and I'm excited to show everybody. Let's go. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with the keeper. I already have the numbers up, so you could maybe guess, but for me, the keeper is Edouard Mendy. He came in and completely changed Chelsea's season. I know Tuchel and I know everything else, but Mendy has been amazing at the back, great shot stopper. It was between him or Ederson, and I really think Mendy deserves it in this situation. And then we're also going to go with the left back with a player that I think really deserves much more plaudit than he gets, which is Lucas Digne. Lucas Digne has been fantastic for Everton this season. They need the ability to have this kind of player, and they need also somebody to talk about how good they've been. Everton is challenging for a Europa League spot this season, when last year they weren't very good. Ancelotti has turned this team around. Digne has been one of the best left backs in the league, and I think he deserves to be in this team of the season. At the left center back spot, it's Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz has been phenomenal. He's completely changed Man City's season, made them the team to beat all year, made them the champions. So them being as good as they were was partially in part of, because of, and due to Ruben Diaz. So putting him at left center back and giving him this spot is exactly what should be done. And he's he's challenging for team player of the season, really, in my eyes, because of how important he's been to Man City this year. And then at the right center back is a little bit surprising, but I think Harry Maguire deserves a shout. He's been very, very, very good. And Man United is in second position in the league. They're going to finish second. So somebody on their team has to be in this team of the season. They're going to finish second. They've been a great all-around team all year. They've been very good, and Harry Maguire has been the captain and a solid defender. Even after all the Greece stuff, he had the Greece stuff, and they started the year poorly. He wasn't good in Europe, but in the Premier League, Harry Maguire has been very good and has been a solid center back for the second best team in the league and deserves to be on this list. At right back, it's João Cancelo. João Cancelo has been fantastic. He plays both sides. I put him at right back because I felt like that's the position he played a little bit more, especially when I watched Man City. It was like, oh, João Cancelo. He puts in such a great cross. He does just so many things so well at the position. He inverts and both sides. He makes Pep's system run and has been fantastic for them this entire time. I don't know what position this is. Let's see. I think it's left wing, which for me is Jack Grealish. I know he's been hurt, but when he was playing, he made Aston Villa run. He's fantastic. He's one of the best players in the league, in my opinion. And when Aston Villa had him, it really made them tick. He really made them tick, and they've done much worse without him because he's so good and so important to that team. He had them up near the top part of the table at one point and without him, they're not as good. I know he's been hurt, but because of how good he's been, he belongs on this list for me. He belongs in the team of the season conversation, and I don't think enough people are giving him the credit that he deserves for the season he's had and the games that he did play. And now we have Bruno Fernandes at one of my center mid spots. He is another, like Ruben Diaz, another shout for player of the season. I know he scores a lot of penalties, and I know that's like the big thing is all he does is score penalties. But he's been very, very good. He makes that team run. He and Harry Maguire have been solid players for Man U all season. and is the reason they're one of the biggest reasons they're in second. And I mean, second is nothing to scoff at. They've been very good. They need to have players on this team this season, and Bruno Fernandes is my pick for that spot. At the defensive mid position, we're going with Wilfred Ndidi. Leicester's in third. They just beat Man United yesterday. Yes, Man United put out like an all-time bad lineup because they play Liverpool on Thursday. But Wilfred Ndidi is very, very good. He plays the position well. He makes the team tick it and brings their good defense towards their good attack, and has been one of the reasons they've made it so high all for a long time, and has had a great season this season. I think he is one of their best players, really. Him, Vardy, and James Maddison and Harvey Barnes have been really, really good for Leicester all year, and it's important to me that some players like Ndidi get the credit that they deserve for the seasons that they had for Leicester. The third of my fourth player of the year candidates is Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's how you spell his last name. I mean, what else can be said about Kevin De Bruyne? When I first got into soccer 2 years ago, like, I was obsessed with Kevin De Bruyne. He was like my favorite player to watch, and he still is one of my absolute favorites. I'm not a Man City fan, but Kevin De Bruyne is just so much fun to watch because of how good he is and how the passes he makes, and even his personality off the field is just so enjoyable. So it's easy for me to put him in this team, but also just how good he is. Him and Pep's system, it just works, and it works so well. And if Belgium can have a really good Euros, if he can help lead Belgium to a Euro final or a Euro semifinal, then he's in for a shout with the Ballon d'Or, I think. And that's just how good he's been all year, all 2021, all 2020. He's just so good, Kevin De Bruyne, in at my other center mid position. At the right wing is going to be Mohamed Salah. He's in the running for the Golden Boot. Liverpool's had a shocking season. They losing Van Dijk so early, having Klopp just not handle the media in a way that would make sense for what we've seen from him. Just their collapses, their inability to like come together as a team like we previously thought they were, makes it tough for any Liverpool player to make this team. But Mohamed Salah has been fantastic. Mane's had a rough year, but Salah's picked it up. They're in the running for Europa League, even though they've had such a bad season. And Salah has been fantastic. He is fantastic. His first touch is amazing. It's just I think Mohamed Salah deserves to be on this team, and he's been the best right wing in the Premier League this season. And then for the final one, it's Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Harry Kane he's the best striker in the Premier League, bar none. I don't want to hear anything else. Harry Kane is the best striker in the Premier League, one of the best strikers in the world, and he's going to be very important for England during this year's Euros. And he is just super, super good. Also, along with Salah in the running for a Golden Boot, might win it, is leading right now with 21 goals. Salah has 20. He's fantastic. He's super good, and he should be the striker on anybody's Premier League team this season. We're also going to add my manager of the season, which is David Moyes. I wanted to put a West Ham player on here somewhere. They deserve a ton of credit for their season, but I couldn't fit Souček or Declan Rice in, so I think David Moyes for Premier League manager of the season is a great pick, with Pep or Bielsa being second and third, and then maybe even Tuchel or Solskjaer at 4 or 5, but number one is David Moyes. Brendan Rodgers also deserves a shout. And then for my final Premier League player of the season, for me, it's got to go to Ruben Diaz. One, because I just love that picking defender. It's because it's always an attacker, but Ruben Diaz has been so important for Man City. Him along with John Stones have just made them such a good defensive team. Instead of when they first won it with the Centurion season, when they scored so many goals, they've been very good defensively. The 1-0s that they were dragging out when it looked like they might not even compete for the title. Ruben Diaz was fantastic all season and deserves to be the Premier League player of the season. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like and subscribe, that would be great. So, yep. Thank you.